Rather than wealth, choose a good reputation, esteem over silver and gold. Rich and poor have this in common. Yahweh made them both. The clever see trouble coming and hide. The simple go on and pay the penalty. The reward for humility is fear of Yahweh, along with wealth, honor, and life. Thorns and snares beset the way of the stubborn. He who values his life keeps his distance from them. Train a child in the way he should go, and even when he's old, he will not swerve from it. The rich rule the poor, and the borrower is a slave to the lender. He who sows injustice reaps trouble, and the rod of his anger outburst will fail. He who is generous is blessed, because he shares his food with the poor. Throw the scoffer out, and quarreling goes too. Strife and insult cease. He who loves the pure-hearted and is gracious in speech will have the king as his friend. The eyes of Yahweh protect the man with knowledge, but he overturns the plans of the traitor. A lazy man says, "There's a lion outside. I'll be killed if I go out in the street." The mouth of an adulteress is a deep pit. The man with whom Yahweh is angry falls into it. Doing wrong is firmly tied to the heart of a child, but the rod of discipline will drive it far from him. Both oppressing the poor to enrich oneself and giving to the rich yields only loss. Pay attention and listen to the words of the wise. Apply your heart to my knowledge. For it is pleasant to keep them deep within you. Have all them ready on your lips. I want your trust to be in Yahweh. This is why I'm instructing you about them today. I have written you worthwhile things, full of good counsel and knowledge. So you will know that these things are certainly true and bring back true sayings to him who sent you. Don't exploit the helpless because they are helpless, and don't crush the poor in court. For Yahweh will plead their case for them and withhold life from those who defraud them. Don't associate with an angry man. Make no hot-tempered man your companion. If you do, you may learn his ways and find yourself caught in a trap. Don't be one of those who gives pledges, guaranteeing loans made to others. For if you don't have your wherewithal to pay, they will take your bed away from underneath you. Don't move the ancient boundary stone set up by your ancestors. Do you see a man skilled at his work? He will serve kings, not obscure people. When you sit down to dine with a ruler, think carefully about who is before you. If you have a big appetite, put a knife to your throat. Don't be greedy for his delicacies, for they are deceptive food. Don't exhaust yourself in pursuit of wealth. Be smart enough to detest it. If you make your eyes rush at it, it's no longer there. For wealth will surely grow wings like an eagle flying off to the sky. Don't eat the food of a stingy man. Don't be greedy for his delicacies. For he is like someone who keeps accounts. Eat, drink, he says to you, but he doesn't really mean it. The little you eat, you will vomit up, and your compliments will have been wasted. Don't speak in the ears of a fool, for he will only despise the common sense in your words. Don't move the ancient boundary stones or encroach on the land of the fatherless, for their Redeemer is strong. He will take up their fight against you. Apply your mind to discipline and your ears to the words of knowledge. Don't withhold discipline from a child. If you beat him with a stick, he won't die. If you beat him with a stick, you will save him from Sheol, my son. If your heart is wise, then my own heart too is glad. My inmost being rejoices when your lips say what is right. Don't envy sinners, but follow the example of those who always fear God. For then you will have a future. What you hope for will not be cut off. You, my son, listen, be wise, and set your mind on the right way. Don't be one of those who guzzle wine or those who eat meat to excess. For both drunkard and glutton will become poor. Drowsiness will clothe them with rags. Listen to your father who gave you life, and don't despise your mother when she gets old. But buy the truth, don't sell it. Also wisdom, discipline, and discernment. A righteous person's father will be filled with joy. Yes, He whose son is wise will rejoice in him. So let your father and mother be glad. Let her who gave you birth rejoice. My son, give me your heart. Let your eyes observe my ways. A prostitute is a deep ditch, and a forbidden woman like a narrow well. She lies in wait to snatch her prey and adds to the number of the faithless men. Who has misery? Who has regret? Who fights and complains all the time? Who gets bruised for no good reason? Who has bloodshot eyes? Those who spend their time over wine, those always trying out mixed drinks. Don't gaze at the red wine as it gives its color to the cup. It may glide down smoothly now, but in the end, it bites like a serpent. Yes, it strikes like a poisonous snake. Your eyes will see peculiar things. Your mind will utter nonsense. You will feel as if you're lying in the waves of a sea or sprawled out on top of a mast. They hit me, but I didn't feel it. They beat me up, but I didn't even know it. When will I wake up? I'll go get another drink. Don't be envious of evil people, and don't desire to be with them, for their minds are occupied with violence, and their lips speak of making trouble. By wisdom a house is built. By understanding it is made secure, and by knowledge its rooms are filled with all kinds of costly and pleasant possessions. A wise man is strong, yes, a man of knowledge grows in strength. For with clever strategy you wage your war, and victory comes from having many advisors. Wisdom is too lofty for a fool. He keeps his mouth shut at the city gate. He who plans to do evil, people call a schemer. The evil plans of the foolish are sin, and people detest a scorner. If you slack off on a day of distress, your strength is small indeed. Yes, rescue those being dragged off to death. Won't you save those about to be killed? If you say, "We knew nothing about it," won't he who weighs hearts discern it? Yes, he who guards you will know it and repay each one as his deeds deserve. My son, eat honey, for it is good, honeycomb dripping. Honeycomb drippings are sweet to your taste. Know that wisdom is similarly sweet to your soul. If you find it, then you will have a future. What you hope for will not be cut off. Don't lurk like an outlaw near the home of the righteous. Don't raid the place where he lives. For though he falls 7 times, he will get up again. It's the wicked who fail under stress. Don't rejoice when your enemy falls. Don't let your heart be glad when he stumbles. For Yahweh might see it, and it would displease him. He might withdraw his anger from your foe. Don't get upset because of evildoers. Don't be envious of the wicked, for the evil person has no future. The lamp of the wicked will go out. My son, don't get involved with revolutionaries, but fear Yahweh and the king. For disaster from them will suddenly appear, and who knows what ruin they both can cause. These are the sayings of the wise. Showing partiality in judgment is not good. He who tells the guilty, "You are innocent," will be cursed by peoples, revealed by nations. But with those who condemn them, things will go well, and a good blessing will come upon them. Giving an honest answer is like giving a kiss. Prepare your outside work and get things ready for yourself on the land. After that, build your house. Don't be a witness against your neighbor for no reason. Would you use your lips to deceive? Don't say, "I'll do to him what he has done to me. I'll pay him back what his deeds deserve." I passed by a field of a lazy man and the vineyard of a man lacking sense. There it was, overgrown with thistles. The ground was covered with needles, and its stone wall was broken down. I looked, and I thought about it. I saw, and I learned this lesson. I'll just lie here a bit, rest a little longer, just fold my hands for a little more sleep, and poverty comes marching in on you. Scarcity hits you like an invading soldier.